Everybody, welcome back to 5 Builders 1 City. I'm Yumble, and today we get to continue building Vasio, our city in the desert expanse in the corner of the map. So here's Pampatar. Here is the capital city where we built the university and the adjoined campus arena, complete with kind of mixed-use district and tram turnaround, all that jazz. Today we get to fly over here, come fly with me, to Vasio. This is the area that we started last time, probably maybe 2 months ago now, actually. You'll see it in the official playlist for 5 Builders 1 City linked in the description. But it's now my turn to continue this area. Since I've been here, a few things have changed. There's a train line that's been added, which I'm very happy about. It's very well used. Check it out. Many hundreds of passengers, many thousands per X amount of time. I don't really know the time scale of this. But yeah, it's very well used. The blue line runs through and unifies actually all of the different areas of the city. So the traffic here is really almost non-existent. Because we've got, let's see, Overcharged Eggs area, connected to Zardis's area, and then it goes all the way around, connected to my area, connected to Jedi, connected to the capital city. Oh no, where's Slay? Where's Slay? No train connection. That's okay. That's okay. I guess it was a tall order to try to get it through the mountains there. But it's nice to have many of the areas unified by train, which de-emphasizes the highway. With all that out of the way, I would like to develop this part of the city. I think it will fill out nicely. Like, rather than going into the desert expanse, I sense that the city probably would have at least started on the coast here. And we have this, the coast, you know, the river's edge. We've got this cargo station, we've got the passenger train station, so this area is all staged for some outside connections, as well as good road connections. So let's actually see what that might look like. I'm going to pause the game because we're about to wreck some stuff. This whole thing is about to have its face rearranged, so get ready for that. Prepare the face. I'm just going to remove all of these connections except for that one. I don't like that so much. There's just so much that could be done with this that has yet to be seen. So perhaps let's consider this. Let's do maybe a large road. This is kind of crazy, but I kind of want to do a bigger road. Like this one. We'll just take there's probably better options. Let's go into our wide roads. 4 units, something with a median, something with trees, and no parking. Yep, that's the one. So let's see if this works out. I imagine, in my mind, that this would come down. Let's drop it down and keep it grounded, because it'll look a bit more realistic. Let's actually go like 15 units out. Yeah, there we go. Yep, looks fine. And we'll take this right into the next area. And we'll curve it down. And let's see what happens here. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we'll make it up as we go along. Perhaps it actually goes... It might even go over the train tracks. For now, I'm going to connect it. I'm just going to throw it in there, connect it, see what happens. I'm going to turn off collision to retain the power to the area, so I don't have to remember to reconnect it. Now, let's see. It probably loops around. Follows the tree line here. That looks good. It will reconnect there somehow, but for now we're just going to cruise through the middle of this, up and around, letting it snap randomly. Trees in the road. Red alert. This probably... Oh, goodness. I figure it goes straight for a few, and then comes back. Nice. This is good. I like the shape we're getting here. And then let's connect it to this. This is a bit of a... This whole thing is temporary, I think. Like, the city would develop city blocks, and these 3 connections would be absorbed by that. Right now, it's just meant to simulate, like, okay, I see a lot of cities build one connection from the highway and go to their city, and they wonder why this backs up. it's because it doesn't have alternate branches to kind of get traffic from a single point to split up and branch out and go to multiple points. And you'll see they use it. Like, they use all these. I don't know if this will be super well used because they may be drawn back this way, but as this develops, this sort of thing here will be useful. This bypass of the city, I think, will be useful. And it could also terminate in an interchange in the future. Maybe here. There's also a road across the way here. But just thinking in terms of hierarchy. I'm going to go through and get rid of these trees, and let's start the layout coming off of this road. In the beginning of this area, there's this kind of bike network that's been built up that spans the whole thing as a bit of a web throughout. So all of those green lanes there. I'd love to continue that trend and actually include the bike network in this newer area. So let's see, let's borrow the regular bike road, and we'll do this, and we'll bring it down. I don't know that I want bikes biking into the cargo hub, but certainly this would make sense, just as an extension to that bikeable area. This can happen again. So that connection existed before. And then we can have a crossing here. Let's just send this 90 degrees, just send it out. There we go. So now the bike network is kind of entangled in this area as well. Here, let's start with this, with the bike road coming off here, probably straight, kind of getting towards the water. I'd like to have some sort of zonable road along the riverfront. I think that would be a really nice touch. And I'm probably going to turn off road guidelines for this little section here. Now let's see. To get this, I'm going to turn it back on. To get this along the river, I have to be able to see where to start. So I think that makes sense. Let's go crazy. Following the river. I wonder if people will be living on the river or if commercial will be happening. I don't know yet. But freeform road tool is our friend when following geography like this. Something like that. I like that a lot. This area will need some sort of access to it. And also through roads to probably get to this area. That would make sense. So let's take a straight road, finalize that connection. I'm also going to send this up here, maybe with regular non-bike lane road, because the bike connection has this. It's a bit safer to cross at 2 one-way crossings rather than one giant 4-way crossing, in theory. So I'll stick with that. Regular road, follow the river. This area can become something later as well. And we're going to connect it to the end with freeform road tool. There it is. That'll work for now. I wonder if straight slope is turned on, because that would explain why that. No, it's not. Well, here, how about this? Let's take move it, and we'll actually slope these nodes leading to that point, just so it looks a little more cohesive. Yeah, much better. Much better. Cool. So this is the focus for sure. Let's get one more road perhaps that comes through the middle, and then we'll add some other connections to kind of complete the gridded structure of this area. I'm liking that. Now, this is probably going to curve. I've got plans for that later, but for now, let's just... Big plans, big plans. For now, let's just do this. So through the center here. Up to this one. Excellent. It's a little goofy, but I'm kind of into it. Now this road, this is how cyclists can cross here. There we go. Can get from this area down to this area without having to go all the way around. So that's not bad. Would not recommend cycling here necessarily. You could. You could bike it. It's doable, but wouldn't recommend it necessarily. Let's do some regular roads now. So just regular vanilla roads and kind of try to fill this spot. Oh yeah, the big plans for this. It's actually small plans. We're just going to curve it one way or another. There we go. Move it for the win. Easy enough. Now I wonder if the school... I feel like a school would do okay here, potentially. There is an elementary school, but for a high school, without breaking the budget, take this regular high school here. Do that for now. They can bike to it if they want. And as we go, I'm going to try to remember to put services in this area. Now, how many connections do we want to the main road? Maybe 2 or 3 connections radiating out, I think. 1, 2, maybe one more here. I like that. Still leaves some large open areas here, but that may prove to be advantageous later. We may find, or we can cut it in half. Nice. That's good. Not as tight of a grid, a much larger, looser grid, which I'm fine with. Still quite walkable. Now this road probably comes across there. I like that. It's almost a continuation of this. Actually, here, let's make that connection a reality. I'm going to turn off collision for a second so I can pull this move off. Let's take this. Oh, I'm going to turn curving off as well. Curving, the automatic curving can be helpful, but not here. Cool. So I'm going to make that connection. In fact, let's let this connection, which isn't real, maybe this was severed when the train came through or something like that, or maybe it was canceled out for some reason. Let's let that be a thing, though this road no longer exists. Much like this one here, I did something similar. This connection here, the road no longer goes through there, but you can see where it would have in the past. A lot of cities have quirks like that. Collision back on. Regular road. And here's our new situation. Nice. Should this be bikeable? Yeah, it should probably be a bike road. Let them bike right to the end. Whatever commercial happens on the end here, probably. And get rid of these trees. Nice. So let's decide on maybe there's a police station just here for this whole area. And it'll help out the entire city at large here. So little police station will do totally fine on this corner. Fire department for the area. We don't have fire yet. Yeah, 0 fire. None whatsoever. Let's put fire on this corner, and maybe people can pass it. Maybe we'll add a pedestrian street there later. Pedestrian path. That's our police already in place. The high school's up and running. Trash. We do have recycling, which I've severed the connection for, so I'll figure that out in a moment. But nice. Let's figure out some uses for this area and see what happens. I wonder if maybe there's tall buildings along the water. So let's try that first. I want to promise that I'm not going to overdo it, but I'm probably going to overdo the zoning, but it's okay. It'll look nice, I think. And maybe there's commercial pockets inside of this. Let's start with that. Let that grow in a little bit. And low density commercial kind of along the road here. I think commercial demand will spike as we do high density zoning throughout this. Oh, and of course we're going to need water in this area too. A little low density along the way here. And low density along this, I think, along the tracks here. I'll make a decision there later. I don't know if I want that to be. It's okay. It's all tentative. As it comes in, I reserve the right to possibly change my mind. Let's just do this. Additional low density. I think we have a lot of high density here to begin with. Like, this area has tons of high density zoning. So maybe this. Let's do something a little different. Lower density along the inside, higher density along the outside. Something like that. So let's try and see if that works. Low density there and there. And then at some point it kind of will transition to higher density along the water. Messy, messy, messy. High density. That could be high density. We'll see how that works out. I don't know. Get rid of these. Come on. High density. That might be the move. Marquee tool. Cool. As that grows in, let's do the water pipes. What kind of connections do we have here? This road, this will be our in. Just kind of loosely follow this. Love that. And the main road probably gets the same treatment here. And we've missed a spot. That's okay. That'll cover it. And while we're on it... Oh, no electricity either. Let's check that. Let's see what is our... Oh. All it has to do is hit this. Which it seems like it should do, but it hasn't yet. All that has to happen is this power line directly next to it has to touch it. Where might that happen? Let's let it keep growing, actually. I'm thinking it hits here. I'm thinking it all makes it to this point. It thinks water's not connected, but it totally is. Oh, it's not connected there. My bad. You're right, I'm wrong. Back to the source. And one along here is fine. This central area, no doubt I'll forget about it, and then I'll fix it later. Pretty classic. Classic move. How close are we on power? Hopefully this looks okay with the way I've done the zoning. If it doesn't, I may swap it up, but... Are we getting closer? Here, I'm going to let these grow in for a moment until the power connects properly. Cool. So the new development has grown in, and we still have tons of residential and commercial demand to spare. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's take this this bike road over here and just continue it down, because it seems that this grid would naturally terminate in this spot, I think. So let's just see what this looks like. Nice. I would like to probably trim 2 of these about in half. Yeah. Or maybe just one of them. We'll just put a cross street on that one. And this can be a bit of low density commercial along the way here. Just strode it up, you know. Get that strode going. This can be high density residential on that corner. That'll be a continuation of that development. Same here. And in these spots too. And this one for good measure. Then we're going back to low density. Cool. Just want to have it mixed up to some degree, just so it's not totally like stagnant. Cool. So that's a spot there. Let's see what this area has in store. Regular road for this. Now I imagine maybe there's one more connection radiating into this area. Well, first of all, I suppose that this is low density, much like the other side. So let's just get that out of the way. Probably throw some trees in next to the train tracks. But this area deserves something. Now let's divide the area here. Interesting. Let's go to here, which will also kind of divide this and create a block. And then this can go here, but is there a node in the middle? Yeah. So let's actually use that spot as a kind of an anchor point to curve up to. Great, makes a little unique shape there. That's good. And then this one, earlier I spoke about adding a walking path here. I already did it just to see if it would, if people would care about it, and they do. They care deeply. So let's give this the same treatment, just to get people across here if they want to. Give them a way to walk there. Very nice. Now let's think about zonings for this. I imagine that there's low density commercial, at least in this spot here. I don't love that little that little 2-block situation there. We'll go with this. This can all be low density commercial all along the way, as it is here, just a continuation of that. Oh, of course, water. Agua. Here we go. Hey, fixed. Beautiful. And while I'm thinking of it, I know I said I would forget to do this. Well, guess what? Guess what? I didn't. I do like that sound, though. One more for the road. 2 more for the road. There it is. Cool. So this is commercial. This can be high density, I think. This can be another high density kind of center. Continuation of this area is what I mean. I am curious about how the RICO, the residential, industrial, commercial, office meters here will settle down with these changes. I'm not sure yet. Oh, we also need the other things. So we've got, there's trash here. I might end up moving the trash like out of the way to some temporary area, and the water treatment facility as well. But we also need to figure out, like, say a hospital, and this would be a great spot for that, actually. One of these big gridded bits here. The pride of the city. Maybe here, actually. Yep. That is the spot. The zonings have dezoned. Beautiful. Hopefully that isn't too expensive, and I really hope I'm not destroying the budget on our build. Maybe I should go for a smaller hospital. We'll see how the budget holds up with this decision. We opened a high school. We have an elementary school over here. A second elementary school wouldn't be entirely out of order. Healthcare. Do we have death care? We do. There's a cemetery over here. Garbage. I think that's it. It would be nice to throw in a park or two, just to make this area a bit nicer. Like here, this particular spot feels like a big park could probably... Ooh. No, the big park is too big. It's almost always too big, in fact. Pretty much all the time. Maybe like here, but with the medium-large park. Yep, behind the hospital. That's fine. Little playground. That's good. That's good. Cool. I'm going to 3-speed it up, see how the zoning goes. While that's happening, let's also tackle this spot here and see what kind of connections we can make. You can tell that the two areas were built at different times, not only because this is a different day, and I'm sure I feel different than when I built this. I'm sure it's... but it's not entirely different from how cities may form in certain situations, where one area is Uber planning mode engaged, and another area is like freeform follow the coast, and then those two areas ultimately connect to one another. Like, that's a fairly common thing that happens. Different developments at different times, done by different people with different goals in mind. Things like that. So let's continue this road vertically and just hit there. I connected this earlier, by the way, just so that our trash and such have connections to this new area. These are not parallel. Is there any reason why they should be? No, it's fine. It is fine. This area could be divided again, probably, pretty comfortably. Yeah, without overdoing the number of connections, I think that this is okay. Maybe here. Nice. And that gets us into this area. Now I wonder, do these two roads converge? What is going on? Ah, you know what it is? There's a node too close to another node. And it is there. Let's just use... we're using multi-tool, right? Yeah, let's get rid of that. Cool. Sometimes I have a thing with network multi-tool where the road is impassable. Let's see if this car... No, I guess they're fine. Never mind. Upgrading the road solves it, but if we don't have to do it, then excellent. Now let's fly this bike road over here. Continuing up the way. I do sense that the cargo station would have more connections, ultimately. Like, this cargo station is currently a bit awkward with things, and it would be really nice if they had an alternate way out. So let's at the very least, let's send the cargo station up this way and connect it here. Probably a few other connections throughout, and maybe this becomes an industrial section. I don't know yet, but I'm going to follow my heart. As one does. Yes. This is good. A few more intermediate connections would be great, though I still think this will be quite popular. Cars do use this, by the way. I know earlier I said that this is pretty out of the way. I've seen bunches of cars going up and down this, our new kind of boulevard here, unifying the different areas of the city. Eventually, I foresee an interchange. Ultimately. But not today. Haha. This is either going to be commercial or residential, or we could add a little court on here. Let's do that first. Let's add a little court. Just a little end piece to get a few more... get a bit more use out of this space, rather. I'm cool with that. We'll just do commercial along this way here. Come down to the docks. Docks pending. Nice. I'm gonna let that grow in, see how it affects things. In fact, let's complete this area while that's happening. What am I doing? This was, of course, always intended to connect. Let's do that. Now this one has just shifted contextually for me. That feels more correct. from where I'm sitting here. And if we're doing that, why would it not connect at the end? Okay. I'm getting pranked here. There it is. Thank you. And maybe there's another direct connect or two between these. I love that. I love the, like, radiating road and then unifying and connecting them. I don't think we'll have traffic trouble in this area because it is so well connected, really. The hierarchy is pretty strong. It'll be even better if there's a highway connection. But for now, I think that will do very, very well. Let's let that grow in for a moment. Now feels like a pretty good time to move these recycling centers. I don't even know if I need both of them necessarily. It's actually very close. It's very close. Let's do this instead. Here, we'll delete one of them, hope for the best. Move one of them over in front of the cargo station, because this does have a cargo component where it will export goods. But because this area is already going to be heavy with noise pollution, we might as well add some ground pollution. That's some terrible logic, but it's okay. We're gonna we're gonna put all of the that's what an industrial park is for. We're gonna put all of our dirtier, noisier implements over here. Cool. So that is the recycling center moved, and this is the new incinerator plant, which should help us stay up to date on trash here. And let's take a look and see how these are wired in. Usually these go near water. So what I might like to do, I almost want to borrow, this is like eggs area. Is it technically? Probably. Technically it's no man's land. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna annex this little spot. At the risk of everyone losing their minds, I'm gonna go for it. Let's do it. This would be great for water treatment for this area, because right now it's just a road, and water treatment facilities do great like off the edge of a highway. So let's imagine that together. Imagine that. It does require a road, so let's get that infrastructure in first. And just normal road will do. Or maybe even small road. Do I have like a tiny road that would make sense for industry? 1 unit, 2-way, no parking. Yeah, let's do that. So this network, it's not going to loop around underneath or anything. Nothing crazy. But I imagine it comes off here. Let's find the result first. I would love to have them both probably here on the water's edge. About there. Let's move them over here. My logic is I really don't want to put like the inland water treatment plant next to our... Like, it is going to be polluting and it is going to have its own issues, but I really don't want to put it next to the anything dirtier than itself, basically. The trash, etc., does not deserve... This doesn't deserve to be next to the trash, rather. Cool. So that should work. Do you like my mixed methodology? Sometimes I use Move It, sometimes I use the in-game tools to move things around. It's really whatever suits me in the moment. Yikes. Object height. There we go. That'll be good. And once again, mixed methodology. Let's bring this over. I can go on the end there. And we'll even take a moment to nudge this around a bit so that it looks a bit more natural on the land. Cool. And let's bring our other friend over. Come here, you. And we'll get these connections right. That'll leave space for probably a bit more zoning on the other end. Once that polluted area kind of dissipates a bit. Now, to get a favorable curve out of this, I'm actually going to delete that little endy bit, little end segment. And curvy swervy. Can I get a road guideline? Can I get a anything? Let's try and redo this one so that it makes sense now with what we have here. Almost, almost. I'm going to shave a little bit off the end of this. And that will give us the curve we want. Very nice. Water treatment facility, a couple pipes, and we're in business. I don't really know how pipes going under rivers works, but there it is. There you have it. Connected to the network. Since we're still in pipes mode, let's actually go through this. Finalize this little spot. And the zoning has not really settled down yet, I don't think. Or maybe it has, actually. Maybe it has. I'm not sure. The town hates me. Interruption in water service. Oh, barely. Nice. Now this area is ready for something. Maybe this is the big park. Let's see if the big park fits here. I'm sure it will, actually. The biggest of vanilla parks. Nice. Let's do that. Right now it's dying, but that's because the ground pollution is still there. So that'll take time to go away. So I may have to cover this in a future episode. I'm not gonna have time to wait around for that to dissipate today, unfortunately. Did I actually break the grid, or is it a lie? It's a lie. Come on, you're connected. You're connected. Look at you're connected. I don't buy it. Unless there's like a power problem. Oh. Well, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So solve the problems that we use to solve our problems. So let's do this. Move these guys over. And the grid connects. That's wonderful. So now this has just become Power Island. And I think these were always meant to be temporary by me. Very nice, though. The power's back on, the water's back on, utilities work, the trains are still thriving. Oh, come on, guys. There we go. Now they're working. Excellent, excellent. I wonder why this side of town didn't seem to lose water where this side did. I wonder if there's a reasoning for that, or if it's just how the network is connected. But yeah, these did not have power, officially. Cool. I am pretty happy with that. I think that'll do it for today. I've got this area somewhat staged. Certainly more residential along the way here, more commercial along the road, passing the industrial area here. But yeah, I'm liking the layout. I'm liking this large road snaking through the whole thing. I'm liking the rigidity of this whole side, where it's like very gridded and very angular in its own way, and then this side is a bit looser. As that's where the river was settled. Very cool, though. Very cool. Everyone, be sure to check out all the builders working on 5 Builders 1 City. There are many of us, and they're all going to be contained within the playlist in the description, so feel free to check that out. Definitely subscribe here. I come out with a couple of videos a week. Feel free to go over on my Twitch as well if you want to see a live stream. Feel free to come say hi if you'd like. That's all I've got for today. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. I've been Yumble. I'll see you in the next stream or the next video.